Well, Kwan Liman, you're the first person to enter the room. You have any question tonight?
Good evening, Ajahn. I have no question today.
Okay, good to see you.
Ajahn, sorry, can I ask something? Suddenly I
Okay.
remember. Yeah, my mind is quite quiet, and I have been thinking of two things all the time: to practice and to. I have a small property, and I hope to sell it off so that I can spend more time to practice. So the mind is always on the practice, and I do spend time on practicing. Just that I need to get rid of the small property so that I can free myself from the loan.
Yes, it's better to clear your financial responsibilities. So you have nothing to worry you when you practice. You have to be free from everything, from money, from people, from work, from everything.
Yes, yes.
They are all hindrances to your practice.
Because now because of the COVID, and then everything slowed down, so it's more difficult to sell the property.
Give it away, or you cannot give it away.
Give it away. But I still loan the bank a lot of money.
Give the bank, just give it to the bank and say, I don't want it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, but I need some money to keep to practice also. Because
Okay.
I'm not working at the moment. I stopped working.
All right. Good.
Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome. Felicia Chan from Malaysia, you're next.
Good evening, Ajahn. I want to update on my progress.
Can you make it brief? Can you make it brief? Don't make it too long, okay? Make it brief. Make it short.
Okay. Okay, when I meditate, the mind very still and firm. I can see my mind and body separate. Actually, my eyes are closed, but I see it's very bright. Like my eyes are open. I stay mindful and leave it alone. And one night, after I slept for a few hours, I saw the body sleeping, and I also hear the sound of breathing. Actually, it's still at night, but I see it's very bright like in the daytime. I remember Brother Ajahn told me not to watch it, so I leave it alone and continue to sleep. Brother Ajahn, I observe the body and six senses. I see the body brings a lot of trouble, very ugly and terrible. It is very difficult to take care. I don't like the body. Brother Ajahn, I don't have desire for food. I also not interested with friends gathering and all the festival celebration. I like meditate more than other things. Brother Ajahn, many people say I'm abnormal, but I very hard to communicate with them.
Because you are different from them, see. So they think you are abnormal. You can also think they are abnormal to you also. You're normal and they're normal is not the same. So don't worry. As long as you're happy, that's the thing you have to look to. If you're happy and anybody can say you're crazy, that's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Don't worry about what they say. Worry about how you feel.
People thinking that one is enjoy. To me, this is making karma, and then making the fight aggregate. Because very hard to communicate with them lah. That's why I prefer alone lah.
Yes, they don't understand what you know.
Thank you.
So just leave them alone and have metta for them. metta. Don't get angry at them, but
Okay, sadhu.
have sympathy for them. They're still immersed in their delusion. They still go after money and wealth and happiness,
Okay.
which in turn will make them cry later on.
Sadhu. Amutana Prajan, sadhu.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Next, Suchart from Silver Spring, Maryland.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you for the teaching. I have one question in general terms. I actually know about the Asura meditation. Could you please say it in general framework, how that I can include that in the practice?
What do you mean? Asubha?
Asubha, the
Okay.
Asubha, yeah.
And what do you want to know?
Means when do you want to do meditation, isolation, when you're sitting that time, or does that still being called a meditation, right?
You contemplate on the Asubha anytime except when you meditate. When you meditate, you want to stop your mind from activity, mental activity, like thinking, contemplating. So when you meditate, like watching your breath, don't do any other contemplation. Just keep focusing your breath on your meditation object to calm your mind, to bring your mind to Ubeka. But after you come out of samadhi, like right now, you can contemplate a sukha if you want to, if you can. And the goal is to look at the body from both sides. We only look from one side, that's it, from the outside. We don't look at the inside. So our view of the body is lopsided, not balanced, not true. So we want to make our view of the body to become true and complete. So we have to look at the rest of the parts of the body that we cannot see under the skin. But nowadays we have diagrams, we have photographs. So try to go and look at the other parts of the body that you cannot see with your eyes. This is what called contemplation, like contemplating on the skeleton from the top of the head down to the bottom of the feet. See the skeleton. And then you can see the other organs, like the heart, the lungs, the liver, the intestines, and also the fluids in the body. So this we want to see all the 32 parts, so that your perception of the body will become complete and balanced. Right now we only see the outside, and we can be deceived by the decoration of the body, the cosmetics, the hairstylings, and anything like that. So it makes you become enamored or obsessed with the beauty of the body, and also raising your sexual desire to the point where you cannot be alone. You have to live with someone in order to make you happy. But if you see the rest of the parts of the body, then this can prevent your mind from having any sexual desire for the body. And then it will calm your mind down to normal. And you can live alone without having any problem. Right now, people cannot live alone because of this sexual desire. They have to have a partner, someone to satisfy their sexual desire. That's because they only look at the beauty side of the body. They never look at the unpleasant and not good looking side of the body. See, anytime you have sexual desire, and then you can see the other side of the body, the unpleasant and not good looking side of the body. your sexual desire will disappear right away. If you can see the skeleton or see the body as a corpse, then your sexual desire will be stopped right away. It's this sexual desire that drives you crazy, makes you restless, makes you lonely, makes you feel unhappy. Once you have control of the sexual desire, you can be happy without having to have any sex. So this is what the purpose of the contemplation of sukha. You can do it anytime except when you meditate. But the problem is you don't have the strength to force your mind to look at these other parts of the body. Because your defilement wants you to look at the beauty side of the body. So you need the strength of samadhi and viveka to help soften the strength of your defilement, so that you can then direct your mind to contemplate on the sukha for a long time. You need to contemplate until it's sink into your mind, like multiplying, like the multiplication table. You want to be able to use it anytime you want. So you want to have this perception of the rest of the parts of the body that you don't see under the skin, so that you can understand the word beauty is skin deep. Right under the skin, there's nothing beautiful, right? Does this answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Very nice to explain.
Try to see and let me know how much you can contemplate on the sutta. One day, keep a statistic. How many minutes, how many hours can you keep contemplating on the sutta? And you'll find that your sexual desire will become lessened as the more of the sukha perception is established in your mind. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Tenzin.
Right. Next, Kok Sing from Singapore.
Hey, Ajahn. I have two questions today. My first question, about 3 days ago during meditation, I was counting the in and out breath. And then suddenly I found that there is no thinking and I'm able to watch my breath without counting. I was feel a sense of happiness and so forth. So I just want to ask, is this considered as a state of jhana?
I didn't hear the whole question because your sound keeps coming on and off. So can you repeat again?
And again, about 3 days ago during meditation, I was counting my breath in out from 1 to 10, and then come to a stage where I find that I do not need to count the breath, and I can just watch the breath in and out. And there is this sense of happiness and joy. So I just want to ask, is this considered as is lasts for a very short while? So I want to ask Ajahn, is this state of mind considered as a jhana state?
If you want to, it doesn't really matter to consider what state it is, as long as your mind is calm, peaceful, and happy. That's more important than trying to figure out what type of jhana you have. And then you can end up getting more confusion and more agitation from trying to figure out what state of mind you are in. So as long as you are calm, peaceful, and happy, you're going in the right direction. Try to stay in that state for as long as possible. If you still can watch your breath, you should continue on watching your breath, because you haven't reached the emptiness state. You want to get to the emptiness where everything disappears. And all that is left is ubekha, and the one who knows. So keep on watching your breath, keep on meditating. You're halfway there, maybe, right? But you're not all the way there yet, so keep on meditating. When you get there, you'll find a sense of relief, a sense of peace. There's no need to do anything with your mind. The mind becomes tame. The mind doesn't react to anything. So just keep doing it. Don't worry too much about the name of this state. You know, what type of jhana it is, because it can make you confused, and then instead of having a calm mind, you can have a restless mind instead. Just keep meditating. Just keep watching your breath. Okay.
Ajahn, can I just clarify about the 8 of the Samadhi? So the 8 Samadhi. So what the Buddha is trying to teach us is that we have that meditation is a necessity for us to walk along the 8 path. Am I correct to say? Is my understanding correct?
Well, your samadhi will support your contemplation of wisdom and the elimination of your defilements. Without samadhi, with wisdom alone, you will not be able to get rid of your defilements, your cravings, because your mind is still not fully content, not happy with itself. So it still wants something from other things. So when you want something, then you'll find it very difficult to stop it. But with jhana, with equanimity, you can stop it quite easily. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
Next, Alvin in Malaysia.
Good evening, Tanajan. Tanajan, I just have a question on my meditation. I tried to actually sit down without any cushion today, but I found that it agitates my mind because of the pain sitting on the floor. So should I continue doing this to try to overcome this, or should I go back to do the practice that I'm comfortable with, that is sitting on the cushion?
It's up to you. If you can sit and go through the painful feeling, that would be better. But if you find a cushion, then you just push, kicking the bucket down the road. Then you want to deal with the painful feeling later on. But if you want to deal with your painful feeling now, then you can use mindfulness or wisdom right away when you start to have painful feelings. You can either use the mantra to ignore the pain and get your mind to samadhi or ubekha. Or you can use wisdom to investigate the painful feeling as being anatta, like it's being a natural phenomenon or natural process that causes that makes it appear. And then when those causes disappear, then this painful feeling will disappear. But they don't disappear because you want it to disappear. But you have to accept it, like you accept the rain and the wind, and try to learn to live with it, leave it alone. So then you will get vipassana and also samatha at the same time. When you succeed, your mind will then become calm and not reacting to the painful feeling anymore. And live with the painful feeling. And will not be afraid of the painful feeling, because you know it's not that bad. What is bad is your rejection, your desire to get rid of the painful feeling, or your fear of the painful feeling. Once there is no fear, then you'll find that your mind is quite at ease with the painful feelings.
I suppose it's just the first time I experienced this pain, because when folding my leg and sitting in half lotus, when the pain arises, I could actually accept this. Just keep on chanting Buddha and the pain will go away. But then I presume this is the first time I did it, so I notice the pain more than when I sit on the half lotus position and the pain arises, which I can let go. So yeah, I'll continue trying. Thanks.
Okay. Is that all the question?
Yes, Tanajan, thanks.
Okay. Next, Professor Kenneth from Switzerland. I hope you don't mind me calling you professor. You're a real professor.
Ajahn, you can call me anything you want. I don't mind.
Good. This is a test.
Okay, I thought it might be a test. Thank you. Today I don't really have any questions. The new schedule for this semester has me lecturing the 2 hours right before this, so my mind has been somewhere else.
Still with the lecture, huh?
Yeah, so now I'm trying to come back down again. Yeah.
Try use Buddha for a while. Start your mind from thinking.
Well, in the lecture, the mind is very focused, but I'm not sure it's the right kind of concentration. It's
the focus with thinking. You want to focus without the thinking. That's why we have some mindfulness and miccha mindfulness, right mindfulness and wrong mindfulness.
Yeah, I can see that quite clearly at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Nice to see you today.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, Gavin, who has been gone for a while, is back again.
Hello, Ajahn. I've just been trying to practice on my own because I meditate the best in the morning usually.
Oh, I see. It's early in the morning for you now, right? What time?
It's about 6 a.m. when we started.
Okay. So do you have any question?
I guess I have one question. I want to ask your advice. So I'm planning to quit my job and move to Thailand in April of next year. I currently have a new problem in my right eye, which could lead to permanent vision loss, but I'm not sure if it will resolve before then. But my question is, should I move to Thailand regardless of my physical health? I don't want to really delay practicing fully as a layperson any longer than I need to.
Well, what condition is your physical problem?
It's just my right eye. So basically, there's fluid behind the retina. And so right now, my vision on the right side is completely blurry. So I'm on medical leave for the moment. But it could take about 3 to 5 months for it to resolve or before treatment is necessary. So it kind of is a little close to the timeline I want to move. So, and they're not sure if they can operate or treat it yet.
Well, the medical services in the States is not far much better than the medical services in Thailand.
Okay.
And also, I'm not sure how you would have to deal with if you come here and you go to a hospital. I don't know whether your insurance will cover your problem or not. So I think it would be better to take care of your physical condition first, if you can, before you come over here.
Okay.
Because if you come over here, you have to deal with a new doctor and new set of rules. I don't know what kind of rules they have there, here in Thailand concerning expatriates having to go to a private hospital.
Okay, that helps a lot.
Yeah. So I think it would be better if you can solve your problem, your physical problem, first before you come over here.
Okay.
But once you're over here, if anything happens, then you just have to cast yourself to the fate, yeah.
I was already
To
preparing
fate,
to,
yeah.
to lose complete vision in my eye, and it's kind of, it's nice in a way to just think that I could become blind in my right eye because I can still practice and I still have one eye left.
Mhm.
At the moment, it doesn't bother me too much, but we'll see if it comes down to that.
Yeah. Well, it's your personal decision. I cannot really decide for you what you want to do.
Okay, but that's very helpful. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Okay, is that all?
That's all today.
Okay, all right. Next is Anuraji from New Zealand.
Hi, Ajahn. Good evening. How are you?
Good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, thanks for. Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you. Thanks for your teaching, Ajahn. I have a question. I would like to ask about death meditation. When I do death meditation, I imagine I have only 30 minutes or so left to live and focus on what's important, calming the mind without any thinking. So this is helping me to create a sense of urgency for meditation in general. Is this a correct approach, or should I do that meditation after Samadhi as a Vipassana meditation?
Well, there are many different aspects of that contemplation that you do. First, like you said, to remind yourself that life is not certain.
Yeah.
It can end suddenly at any time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better for you not to waste your time doing other things other than developing your mind, developing Dhamma, to release your mind from the attachment of the body.
Yeah.
So once you can do that, then the next step is to want to teach your mind to let go of the attachment to the body. Teach your mind to see that the body and the mind are two separate entities.
Mm-hmm.
That the body is impermanent, while the mind continues on after the death of the body. So there's no reason why the mind should be sad or fearful of what's happening to the body. And this is the goal of teaching your mind not to be afraid of death, because death is not with the mind, death is with the body. And it is something that we cannot stop.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Buddha cannot stop the death of his body. But his mind is completely undisturbed by the death of the body. Because he knows that the body is not him.
Mm-hmm.
He is the mind, and he also that the mind is not him either. Eventually, once you first you have to get rid of the notion that the body is you. Then the next step, once you can get rid of that, you also want to stop the notion that the mind is you also. The mind is just the one who knows.
Right, yeah.
And you are just a creation of the sankhara, of your thoughts and perception.
Yeah.
So this is the things that you want to do as regarding to death contemplation.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to accept that death is inevitable as far as the body is concerned.
Yeah.
There's no other way around it. It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how you deal with it peacefully, undisturbed, unafraid, or you are heartbroken or sad or fearful.
Yeah.
So this is what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you need samadhi, you need equanimity. Because if you have equanimity, you can remain calm when anything happens to the body. Whether it's painful feelings or that will not be able to penetrate into the mind or cause the mind to react in any way.
Okay.
So this is also one aspect of death contemplation. And also, not just yourself, when you contemplate on death, you should contemplate on everybody else. We are all in the same boat. We're all gonna lose the body. Everybody, no exception. So if you should worry about somebody, with this death contemplation can help you stop this worrying about other people. Also. Okay, that's
Okay.
this clear enough to you?
Yeah. Thank you very much. That's very helpful. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
The goal is to let go of everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody has to die.
Yeah.
No matter who, regardless of who. The Buddha, he also had to die. I have to die. You have to die. Everybody has to die. But the one that dies isn't you. The one who knows doesn't die with the body.
Yeah.
You have to separate the mind from the body.
Mm.
And you have to do it by meditation. Entering to jhana.
Wow.
Because right now this is not real. What I'm telling you right now is just a concept or a theory to you. You haven't seen the true separation of the mind body yet. You see that when you meditate, when you get into jhana. But we need this information to inspire us to do the practice.
Yes. Yes.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
You're welcome. Adeline and Philip from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Good evening, Tanajan. Any question? Tanajan, I got a question with regards to meditation. Once in a while, during halfway through the meditation, it's not often that happens, or at the end of the meditation, there is actually a playing of the Dhamma that comes up in my mind. It could be a teaching that you have taught maybe 6 months ago, or a teacher that have taught me a while ago. Initially, I started to just ignore it and just go back to the meditation object. But it just doesn't want to go away. But it just observe it as like a recording that plays on. And once the recording finishes, I'll go back to my meditation object. It's been happening once in a while because I've been meditating more and more, and especially when it becomes to later of the night or in the middle of the day, where I've already set 2 or 3 or 4 sessions like that. When the mind is calm, halfway through the meditation, there is it's like playing of a recording, and I'm actually watching this recording being played out. It could be like from you that taught something 1 year ago that plays up. So my question is, should I just immediately focus back onto the breath, or Buddha, whichever meditation and object are doing, or just let it play out naturally?
No, you should come back to your breath. Don't be distracted by anything, because then you'll lose your time, lose your concentration.
Okay.
So if you meditate, don't be distracted by anything. Just keep focusing on your meditation object.
So even if it's a Dhamma, which is
yes, doesn't matter what. You can reflect on it afterwards, after you come out of meditation.
Okay.
But when you meditate, you want to stop your mind. You want to stop all the mental activity. If you pay attention to this mental activity, then you will keep going on and on and on. And you will lose focus, lose your concentration. And your meditation will be a failure, not a success.
What is it?
Connection.
Okay, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, yes.
So just don't be distracted by anything. Just keep focusing on your meditation object. You want to go into emptiness. That's your goal. Am I not getting through to you? You seem like not responding. Maybe something is not good with the transmission. You seem to freeze. So maybe I should go to Willie first, okay, Kelly? Okay, Willie, you're next.
Can you hear it?
No, I think the connection is what you saying.
Your sound is not good either. Cannot hear you properly.
Yes, good evening, Ajahn.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I just have a simple question. I just want to know what is the meaning of sadhu actually, and how to use it, like in what occasion we should say sadhu.
Sadhu means good. That's what it means.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Good. When you see somebody doing something good, you say, good, sadhu, sadhu.
Oh, I see.
When you listen to Dhamma talk, when it's finished, you say, sadhu, yes, it's good Dhamma talk. But nowadays, people use sadhu for everything, right? When somebody announces the death of a teacher, and they say, sadhu, sadhu. So that you should use sadhu when somebody sends you the news of a teacher's death. You should say that he goes to Nibbana instead. Don't say sadhu. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Kafai Lin from Malaysia.
Good day to you, Ajahn. Yeah, today I have a question on meditation timing. I have been practicing meditation at midnight recently. I feel it's much easier. The mind is more calm and focused. Does it mean since I have preferences to meditate at night, I should instead focus more on meditate on daytime, at least make it more conducive, just like the midnight? Yeah, no problem at midnight, more like the daytime, the noise, something like that.
Well, you want to be able to meditate at all times. But when you start, you might choose the time that is more favorable for you first. Then afterwards, when your mind becomes stronger, your mindfulness becomes stronger, then you might be able to meditate during other times, which is not as convenient or conducive to your meditation.
Okay.
So when you're starting, you might want to find the time that is easiest for you to meditate. And as you develop more mindfulness, then you can then meditate during the other time that is harder to meditate.
Yes, yeah, I have the same problem because the daytime is harder to me, at least.
Yes. So choose the time that is more easy for you, so that you can develop more mindfulness. Then once you have more mindfulness, then you can then be able to meditate during the harder time.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome. Kirian Duong from Bangkok. Are you still in Bangkok? Still in quarantine?
Yes. Yes, Ajahn. I will be released 4 days earlier, so I'll be free on Thursday.
Thursday, 2 more days.
Yes, 2 more days.
And you've been tested negative.
Yes, today was the last test. I'll know the result tomorrow, but I'm sure it's negative.
I see. I think they test every 3 days, right?
Before, for 14 days quarantine, they tested 3 times, but now for 10 days quarantine, they test 2 times.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And you will, when you come out, you go directly to the monastery.
Yes.
Okay. And how long you'll stay there?
I hope to end of December, just before Christmas, because I promised to come back for Christmas, but I'm not sure now. I don't know.
Yeah, don't worry about the future.
Yeah, I mean,
Cross the bridge when you
if
get
every
to it.
time it's so, yes, if every time it's so hard to go, better not to come back. Yeah. Just, I'm not sure whether this question is a bit hypothetical, but is it true that if you don't worry about like money to live to end of your life, then a boy doesn't have to go to school, isn't it? If he goes to a monastery, he doesn't have to go to school, finish school, just to have a job and so on.
Well, that's what happened in Thailand a few years before. During Ajahn Mun's time, lots of farmers' children go to become a samanera, a novice, and then eventually end up being a monk for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Because they consider in ancient Thailand, the monastery is the center of education. There's no worldly education before in Thailand. People go to the monastery to learn, and if you can learn, I think, I'm not sure which level, you will be considered a graduate in knowledge. You have enough knowledge to see you through as far as the mentality or the character is concerned. But other things people just learn by, if you want to paint, you just go work with a painter. If you want to do handicraft, you go and learn. There's no formal education.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Ajahn Mun, I think he was a samanera for a while. Then when his parents needed him to come out and help to do the rice farming, he came out for a few years, but then he wanted to go back. So when he was at the age of 20, I think he asked for the bhikkhu ordination. Because in Thailand or in Buddhist country, we consider the knowledge of Dhamma is far more superior than the knowledge of the world. Because the knowledge of Dhamma can save you from your suffering, while the knowledge of the world cannot save you from your suffering. No matter how high you learn, you still will have suffering. But with the Dhamma, knowledge of Dhamma, it can set you free from suffering.
Yeah. Now education, I think, is surplus. It's just to find a job, and if you don't need to get a job because you go to the monastery, then you don't have to have education, like such a education.
It's a different type of education. You learn morality, you learn metta, compassion, things like this, which you don't learn in the world. They don't teach you that. They teach you to be aggressive, to be cruel. To get ahead, you have to be aggressive. You have to be cruel. You have to be cold-blooded. But in Buddhism, we teach people to have loving kindness toward all fellow human beings and animals. Compassion. And also learn how to take care of of our mind, how to make it peaceful and happy. Because once your mind is peaceful and happy, you don't need it. You don't need money, you don't need family, you don't need anything. That's why when you ordain, you don't take anything with you. Like the Buddha, when he ordained, he didn't take the palace with him. He went alone. Once he can make his mind happy, he finishes his work, his education. Usitang Brahmacharya, the end of the holy life. When you become an arahant, you utter this word. This is the end of my Brahmacharya. Usitang Brahmacharya, the end of the holy life. The work that I have been doing, Sila, Samadhi, Panya, has now accomplished. Now, there's nothing more to do because there are no more suffering in my mind. So this is what you should strive for, because nothing in this world will give you this except the Dhamma teaching and the Dhamma practice.
And the more you learn, actually, it's harder for you to go the Dhamma way.
Well, it depends. Some people, the more they learn, they find the more stupid they are. Then they say maybe this is not the right type of learning. So they might start looking for some other alternative knowledge, like Buddhism or religion. That's why we have a lot of Westerners come to Buddhism, because they find that the knowledge they have learned from their education doesn't satisfy the mind. It still keeps the mind hungry for things, never satisfied, never contented. So when they heard about the Buddha's teaching, they become inspired.
Yeah. Thank you, Thanachan.
Okay, you're welcome.
By the way, I'm going to send a herbal tea to Kun Chup, and she will bring it to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Please have it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Next, Alfredo from Brazil, Ubeka. You should change your name to Ubeka, Alfredo.
Hi, Vante. Up, Upeka up is near, is above the element, né? Vante, porque Eka is one, but all things not one. Is Sunyata. Então up is above the things, né, Vante?
Ubeka means letting go of everything.
Yes, Fourth Noble Truth. But to giving, it's not a problem not have one eye.
No problem at all. When you meditate, you don't use your eyes when you meditate.
Yeah, I don't have my right eye. I give 3 surgeries. I don't have my right eye. It's not a problem.
But when you look after your body, you need to have your eyes.
Knowing not have body too. The body is not a problem. It's good to live, but a problem. But it's not a problem. Giving is tranquility about this. If he have good surgeries, it's good. But if not have, it's good too. It's not a problem.
Right. Maybe it's good because when you don't see, then you don't have defilement coming up.
Yes.
When you see, you can have defilement coming up.
Yes. The defilement For me, defilement is normal, né, Bante? Defilement is life. Samsara is defilement.
Yeah. But you don't want to get involved with them. You want to leave them alone.
Yes. Yes, the practice is very important. Yesterday I read your explanation about Devadatta. Devadatta not study for noble truth, né, Bante?
Just interested in psychic power.
No, last lives he have see a monk or important people, and this life he against jhanas for jhana apana samadhi, but it's not study Buddhism, not study Dhamma teachings, not study Buddha's teachings, not follow for noble truth.
You have cravings to be the leader of the Sangha.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I prefer study Dhamma practice, study Buddha's teaching.
Yes. Good.
Is more important that not have good intentions, né, Bante?
Okay. I'm going to ask Sri and check from Vancouver. Can you hear me, Sri and check? I'm having rain in the sound, the rain in the background, so I might sound a bit, I'm not sure how it sounds to you. And you can still hear me okay, right?
Yes, okay.
Any question?
Ajahn, Nibbanang Paramang Sukang, and then you said Nibbanang Paramang Sunyang.
Yes.
The second one, what Sunyang?
Emptiness, nothingness. To have nothing is to happy. To be happy is to have nothing. The more you have, the more dukkha you have. But you have to look after, you have to take care, and you have to be sad when you lose them. So when you have nothing, you've got nothing to lose, right? Nothing to look after. So get rid of everything. Your house, your husband, your son, your daughter, your body, your mind, and your mind. Get rid of everything. And then you'll reach Nibbana that way.
Even the mind, the last one.
Even the mind. And then you have to get rid of your attachment to everything. I don't think get rid of them, but getting rid of your attachment to them. Then your mind will be completely empty of any responsibility of engagement, emptiness of engagement. As soon as you engage, dukkha will arise right away. Because when you engage with something, you want them to be good, right? You want them to make you happy. And you cannot get that, you become sad, you have dukkha. Not enough to have anything, to engage with anything. You can deal with them with a detached mind, like the Buddha and Ajahn. They still deal with the body, the feeling, and the mind, and they deal with wisdom. They're not attached to them. All right.
That's why you can deal with things so rationally, Ajahn. Like when everything our problem, and you can just easily say it with like so much with pure rationality. So it helps us a lot.
All your problems come from what you have. What you don't have is no problem. Right? It's what you have that's causing the problem. Can you see the logic? What you don't have problem with that. It's only what you have that's causing the problem. So if you don't want to have any problem, get rid of everything.
Yeah.
simple. The logic is simple. What you're doing is difficult. It's hard to do. Because you become so reliant on things to make you happy.
Right.
So you have to make your mind strong by having jhana. And you might have jhana, you might can stand on each room. You doesn't have to rely on anything to make it happy. Are you there?
Jhana is temporary emptiness, Ajahn. Like
Yeah,
temporary.
temporary. You can keep going back to it. You cannot get anything else. Nibbana is permanent. Jhana is temporary. To get to Nibbana from jhana, you need wisdom. You need to see the true characteristic of existence. You get rid of your defilement. Once there are no defilement, then your jhana turns into Nibbana. Okay.
Thank you, Long Po.
Thank you, Tan Ajahn.
Sadhu.
Next, Muslim, Indonesia.
Evening, Ajahn. I have no question for tonight. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Monica Chen from Malaysia.
Good evening, Tan Ajahn. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Tomorrow is Uposatha in Thailand.
Pardon me?
No, tomorrow is Uposatha in Thailand.
Yes.
Yes. I thought today got no session, but suddenly you are giving us this Dhamma talk. Thank you so much. I read an article regarding this Samvega and Pasada. So we are, according to the article, we are supposed to balance these feelings while we are actually practicing along the path. Can Tan Ajahn elaborate more on this?
So the noise is very loud for me to hear what you said clearly. Can you repeat again louder?
Sorry?
Can you repeat what you said again louder?
Louder, okay. I read an article talking about this when we are practicing along the spiritual journey, we need to balance these feelings of Samvega and Pasada. That means the spiritual urgency, and the other one is Pasada. It's like a clear comprehension, something like that.
Okay. You want to know how to do it?
Yeah, how to balance it, because I feel that when I learn more about Buddhism, when there is a spiritual urgency, sometimes there is like we want to walk on the path, but then it can come a point that when there is obstacle, then there's a feeling of like a bit of despair, or maybe sometimes they might have a little bit of bitterness towards the world. So, and this article mentioned that if we have this pasada, then we will avoid that extreme.
So as far as my experience, I find that you just have to keep on developing mindfulness. Everything will be in balance. Just stay mindful on the moment. You will not despair, because your practice will go well. When you start being mindful, just your practice will go sour. So try to maintain mindfulness all the time.
So that means as long as we stay mindful, I think that is all that we should concern about, isn't it?
Right. That's right.
Okay.
Everything will fall into place by themselves.
Okay. All right. So just to practice more and get into open car.
Mindfulness. Especially mindfulness.
Okay. Just to practice more lah. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Tanajan.
Next Sunday, from Lebanon.
Hello, Tanajan. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, it's a bit noisy. I'm sitting outside. I don't really have any particular question, Tanajan.
No question tonight.
Yes, no question.
Go to Johanna. You have to speak a bit louder because my background noise is very loud. I turn the volume up 100% and quite hear you.
Good evening, Ajahn. May I ask about wisdom in the case of using wisdom to cut the defilement? Sometimes the wisdom is strong. Sometimes the wisdom is weak. When it is strong, it cuts the defilement right away. When it is weak, it doesn't quite help much to cut the defilement. Why is it so, Ajahn?
Well, you don't have to know why. Just know that it is something is easy for you to use wisdom, and some other thing is not easy. So if you cannot use wisdom, just use mindfulness, use the mantra instead. No need to know why. This is the way things are. Some you can use wisdom easily, some you find difficult to use wisdom to deal with. So, but you can always use mindfulness. This is the mantra, it's very useful. And you cannot deal with wisdom, not use the mantra, use mindfulness.
Yeah, like using Butto, right, Ajahn?
Right.
Yes, I've been trying to use Butto this 1 week as much as I can. Like sometimes, for instance, there's one time when I noticed when I was busy doing my work and suddenly I miss my dog. Like I think about playing with her. Then I think, oh, okay, after finish my job, then I will play with her. Then I go play with her and I realized something that when the desire came up, I want to play with her, but after I play with her, then I feel like there's nothing when I fulfill the desire. So I use that wisdom that desire is nothing to fulfill. We cannot get any happiness to fulfill any desire. So, but after some time, when the wisdom just don't help much anymore, and I have to think back again about the story, how I get this wisdom to use the wisdom to cut any desire, Ajahn.
Yes, maybe a question on
Sorry, Ajahn.
I cannot hear you.
Oh.
Can you go close the window first? It's too loud and
Okay, Ajahn.
Okay, I think the noise is down now.
Yes, now Ajahn sounds more clear now.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. So I just sometimes if I cannot use wisdom, then I use the mantra, Ajahn, but use mindfulness.
That's right. Because sometimes your wisdom is not sharp enough, like a knife.
Yeah.
Because you need to be able to see the three characteristics more clearly before you can get rid of your dukkha. When you cannot, then you have to use wisdom, use mindfulness to stop your dukkha temporarily first, to give you time to reflect more on the dukkha, on the anicca, dukkha, and anatta. And eventually you can come back and use wisdom to get rid of your dukkha eventually.
Oh, okay, Ajahn.
All right.
Yes, I have to answer already. Thank you.
Okay. Is that all?
Yes, that's all, Ajahn.
All right. Then next is Belinda from Singapore. Belinda,
Hello, Ajahn.
no question.
I have question. I just attended the Overcoming Fear retreat, 3 days with Ajahn Chandako from New Zealand, the Forest Sangha. It's a Zoom retreat, and it's got more questions about overcoming fear, which is very primordial that we have. And so when we know that when we have fear and and we get stuck by it, how do we when we are stuck by fear, and the best way is to
The easiest way is to use the mantra or do chanting to get your mind away from the object that causes you fear. Once you forget about that object, then the fear will disappear temporarily.
Yeah, Ajahn, I've been doing that, and it's a lot of avoiding. Like it is a lot of suppression. I couldn't get through the root to eradicate, and then I keep falling back to temporary solutions that is not true happiness. So there's also it proliferate the defilement where there's frustrations, and like the Buddha say, when people ask Buddha, what have you gained from enlightenment? The Buddha say, what he has lost depression, has lost fear. So at this point, I feel the mind is like, I feel like get rid of the fear. And the more I want to get rid, the more it sticks really close.
Because you don't know how to get rid of it properly.
Yes. So there's aversion towards fear, and then it sticks. And then I do not know what to do, and I do not know how to help myself, and I keep getting lost in even the daily life. And even I get stuck, I feel like it's a whole stagnation.
Well, you need to have wisdom. You have to have mindfulness. At least you should have the ability to stop your fear temporarily first. Then you can develop wisdom, searching for the cause of your fear. And you find that it's your desire to live, the desire not to lose your life.
Yes.
Then you have to look at the thing that you want to live. Can it live forever or not?
There's mind make a lot of excuses. I don't want to die first. I'm not yet even reached to a sotapan level.
Well,
there's the mind keep playing tricks with the mind.
Don't let it play tricks. You have to force it to look at the reality, look at the truth. Ask yourself, is the body gonna die or not gonna die? Can you keep the body forever or not? Okay.
Ajahn, recently I had a dream, and in a dream, and in reality, I kept saying that I need to find a doctor to heal the body. And in the dream, I found the doctor after much hardship. And then in the dream, I knew I was dreaming. The doctor gave me a prescription, and the doctor said to ask me to take a nap, to sleep. And then I told the doctor, it was actually in a dream. If I were to take a nap, if I were to sleep, then I would be out of here. So I know that there's an illusion of wanting to heal. I know that in the dream I was dreaming, and yet I couldn't come out from the dream. It's like if I bring it back to the present here, I know these are dreams. I couldn't get back to jhana again, and I'm stuck here, and I'm not able to go any place but to be. It's by talking it out. I think I just have to feel some relief. Probably by talking this also is an illusion. So I'm really also afraid to tell Ajahn. Like I'm so afraid, like this fear that I'm a burden to even Ajahn, and talking about it.
Your problem is you don't have enough mindfulness. So try to develop more mindfulness. Try to be more mindful. Keep focusing on your body or focusing on your mantra. Until eventually you have stronger mindfulness, then you'll be able to control your fear and to get rid of your fear eventually with wisdom. So just keep on train yourself in mindfulness. As soon as you're thinking about something that you don't need to think, then stop it. Use mindfulness, use tool, use mantra. Or keep watching what you are, focus on what you are doing. When you are eating, just only eat. Don't think about other things. Then you can you have stronger mindfulness. You'll be able to stop your thinking. Because it's your thinking that is causing you the fear. It's not the object that causes you the fear, but it's your thinking about that object that's causing you to have the fear.
Even coming back to the present or being coming back to present moment is unbearable. But I hear Ajahn. I will continue to do my best to chant and continue now as well to chant Buddha, even when I listen to this Dhamma talk. Thank you so much, Ajahn, for having this talk for us.
Okay. You can focus on listening to Dhamma talk. This is also mindfulness.
Okay.
You can also learn. We have knowledge as well. So you don't need to recite the mantra now. Just keep listening to the talks. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Say Yuan from Singapore.
Hi, Ajahn. Good evening. Yeah, I just want to ask Ajahn on this question on restlessness. So I find that when I work, there's a lot of thinking, so the mind keeps running. So at the end of the day, even after work, very hard to calm down, and the mind is just always restless. So just want to get Ajahn's advice on how I can handle my mind state with more mindfulness and wisdom.
Well, when you don't have to think, keep reciting the mantra, or keep chanting mentally. This will stop your mind from becoming restless. It's simple. It's just doing it is hard because you're not used to do it. You used to think, and you keep thinking and thinking and thinking, even though you know it's not good for you, but you cannot stop thinking.
Like addiction.
Yeah. So you have to tell yourself, Buddha is good for you, good for the mind. Keep reciting Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. And you'll find that the thinking will become less. Will become less and less. And your mind will become more at ease and peaceful and happy. Okay? You have to force yourself to do ritual because it won't do it naturally. It won't come naturally. It needs to be pushed. It's like a car that lets some start. You have to push it first to get it started. But when it started running, then you'll find easier. When you're first starting, you'll find reciting of the mantra is quite difficult because you're not used to do it.
Okay, we'll practice. Thank you, Ajahn.
Right. Philip, you are back again. Do you want to ask your question?
I think I heard the gist of it. You mentioned that just continue focusing on the object. Yeah, I think I got it.
Okay. Anything else?
That'll be all. That'll be all for now.
Okay. Then let me go to Karen from San Jose. Karen, you're next.
Good morning from San Jose, Tanajan. I'm so sorry that I joined late. I can hear you much better. I have been sleeping so much better. The calmer my mind gets, I think my body is just catching up on sleep. And normally I would just wake up, my mind would wake me up very early. But this week, I've just been sleeping and I didn't hear my alarm. I slept like a baby. So I very much apologize for being late. And you have already answered my question by answering other people. And so that's good enough for me this morning. So thank you so very much for these talks and for making yourself available to us. And you're so right about Westerners coming to the Dhamma late. And what brings us, to the Dhamma is just everything else isn't working. And I ended up, I searched YouTube for a video about meditation. I thought, I'll try meditation. Nothing else has worked in my life. And I ended up finding videos about the Dhamma accidentally by looking for videos about meditation, and it's just been the answer. So I found you late, but I'm so glad you're here, and thank you for making yourself available to everyone.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Evie from Indonesia. Any question? Evie?
Hello, Ajahn. Can Ajahn hear me?
Yes.
Nama budaya Ajahn. Ajahn, yesterday is my birthday. What advice can you give me? I just realized the birthday is my time in this world is getting less. What can I do for the rest of my life?
Try not to rewind.
That is still hard, Ajahn. It must be harahan. I have family. How can I be a harahan?
Everybody can. Every kindergarten student can become a PhD. They just keep studying. But if you keep practicing, you'll get there. You have to be confident that you can get there. Then it will make you have the energy to keep practicing. If you say, oh, it's impossible for me to be Arahant, then you will never be. You have to change your attitude.
It means that I must have that opportunity if my child is growing up and my husband was died, my parents died, my parents in-law is died, all is died. I can be a Mechi. I just can be a Mechi. It's all right, Ajahn.
No, you can.
No.
There's no fixed formula of becoming an Arahant. You can maybe become an Arahant with your husband and your children around you. You can just see the anicca, dukkha, anatta and everything around you. then you can become an arahant.
Oh, I just realized.
There's
Yeah, yesterday.
no fixed formula. You don't have to be a Manchi or a monk to be an arahant. During the time of the Buddha, there were people who wasn't ordained and they became an arahant
Oh, how can it be, Ajahn?
because they see the three characteristics of existence. They see everything around them as being anicca, dukkha, anatta.
So they let everything, let go everything.
Let go of everything, leave everything alone. But you still deal with them. You can deal with them, but you don't force them to be what you want them to be. You feed them, you deal with them, but if there's something you can do, then you just leave it alone. That's all.
Yeah, a few months ago, I prefer to be alone because I have to pay attention to my breath and be quiet more. But the effect is that my family feels I am weird, and my husband start to scold me often and get irritation easily because I may feel like I don't mean anything to him anymore. So now I have to adjust to that, start to involve myself in the family and sit with them. Can this be a setback in my building mindfulness? Is there a middle way for this problem, Ajahn?
You can be mindful all the time. Just stay with whatever you are with and leave them alone. Don't try to manage them, don't try to do anything to them. Just let them be.
Just be mindful with the breath or putto in my life.
Just merely see what you see, merely hear what you hear. Don't get involved. Don't react. Everything is beyond your control. You cannot force them to be this or be that. It's easier just to let them be.
But will they like see me like see a robot, Ajahn, if I do that?
Let them be. If they want to see you as a robot, let them see. It's not your business. You cannot.
Because I am no do this, do that, do this, be a capo again. So I just like a robot, distant, watching. no help, like no help to them.
It's
Just
good
like
to
a
be.
robot.
It's good to be robot because there's no feeling in robots. You don't feel anything. When you see something, you don't feel bad or good. You just see.
Yeah. Okay, Ajahn, I will try.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go to the next person, Margareta. This is your first time here, right? Oh.
Yeah, actually, can you hear me, Ajahn?
Yes, very
Yeah,
good.
actually, last week I joined, but I didn't turn on my video just to watch first. Yeah,
Okay.
this is my second time to join the Zoom meeting.
You're from Singapore?
No, I'm from Indonesia. I heard about Ajahn from my friends Philly and Sid. Then I start to read about your teaching from Facebook and YouTube. I have two questions, Ajahn. First, every time I feel sad and have problem, I keep repeating Buddha, Buddha, Buddha for in my daily life, and it's become a habit. But actually, I have exactly the problem with my brother, because every time we meet, we will fight, and he sometimes will hit me and my sisters. And after that, when I keep repeating Buddha, Buddha, and I start don't feel anything. I don't angry with him, but I keep my distance. And my mom said that, what's the difference with being like you just running away? You are not getting your. I already get up from my house, so like my meditation. I'm learning Dhamma. It's become a big question for my mom because she said that I'm become weird and just running away from my problem. Is it running away? Because I think I need to find my peace first before
No,
I
it's
move.
not running away. When you see a snake, do you stay close to the snake or you stay away from the snake?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not running away because just for running away. You run away because it's dangerous, it's gonna hurt you. So you want to stay away from something that can hurt you.
Yeah. So it's okay, right?
Yeah, it's
Just want
okay.
to
It's
make sure.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And about Dana, Ajahn, I always feel happy when I'm giving something to others, but I don't know why when I giving something to my family, my mom, my brother, my older sister, it's become tiring. It's why it feels different when I give. I sometimes I walk alone when I'm going home from my work to my apartment, and then I just see people in the street, and then I bring my own dinner, and then I just feel happy to give my dinner or sometimes give my money or something like that. It just give me some peace. I don't know why, and I keep being happy about that. But every time I do it, something like that, my family said that I'm a bit weird. And they said, if you can give something to others so easily, why you don't give more to your family? And I don't know why, but I feel it's different. They keep demanding more, keep demanding more. And why is it feel different? I don't
Because
know.
because to a stranger you don't know anything about that person, so you can look at the stranger as being a good person. But with somebody you know you're close with, you see all the bad thing in in those person, so you don't feel like giving to them, right?
Yeah. And is it wrong? Like, so every time I'm going out with my family, I will just keep silent if I want to giving something to other people in the street, because I keep wondering whether they will feel like I'm a weird person again or not.
Well, if you find that giving things to other people in front of them is counterproductive, then you don't do it. You do it behind their backs better. Don't do it in front of them.
I see. That's my question. That's it for today.
But I think the reason to give, the way to give them will make you feel good regardless of who, is to look at the need of the person. If you give them on the basis of their need, you'll find that you're happy regardless of who you give. If your mother need help and you help her, you'll feel good. If somebody you don't know need help and you give them help, you'll feel good. But if you help people on the basis of knowing and not knowing, then people you know you don't want to give because you know too much of them. It doesn't make you want to give them anything.
Okay.
But with people you don't know, then you can imagine, oh, this person is nice and so on and so forth, because you never know that person. So you can imagine a saint in that person, and then make you feel good when you give it to that person.
Ah, I see.
Okay. So if you want to be happy in giving to your family, look at what they need and give them the things that they need. Then you will feel happy.
Ah, I see. I never think about that. Okay.
Okay.
I will try then. I
Okay.
never see that point of view about
Okay.
giving to my family.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Who is next? I think everybody is. Oh, Claudia, the last person. Claudia, you've been waiting for a long time. You're the last one.
Good afternoon from Germany. Tanachan, it's good to see you. I don't have questions for now.
Okay.
Yenso, Ajahn.
Yenso? Okay, great.
Ajahn, good evening to you. Yeah, no question. Yeah.
Okay. Then looks like we'll go to Facebook now for if there's any question from Facebook.
There are 6 questions from Facebook, Ajahn. The first question from Anthony Chan. He has 2 questions. And the first question is, Thanachan, what is your view on organ donation? I heard that after your brain death, you will still be alive for 4 hours and you will only die after your body heat is gone. Is it true?
I don't know. I cannot answer this question.
And the second question is, will we receive merits from donating our body after our death? Technically, we are just giving away what we no longer use. Thank you.
See, when you give away things after you die, you don't know whether you have given it or not. So you don't get any good feeling from that. To get good feeling, you have to give it while you're still alive. Like giving blood, for instance. If you donate blood, you know that you're giving blood for the benefit of other people. And it will make you feel good. You have feeling good is merit. But when you die, you don't know what happens to your body. You don't know who gets or what or not. Get or not get anything from your body. You don't know anymore. So you don't have any good feeling from that. So if you want to have merit, you have to give while you're still alive. Like you give one kidney to someone else who needs it, for instance. And you feel very good to see that someone can live a better life because of your sacrifice. Okay.
Next question from Panyawati. Dear Thanachan, when there is just infinite space and the knowing which realized world is gone, no body and no world, is this Ubekha state? Is this the empty state you are talking about? Thank you.
Yes.
Next question from Silva A. Dear Ajahn, I am practicing Anapanasati for a long time. Sometimes I feel I need to focus and meditate on death. Is this okay? And if yes, how is it done? Thank you.
Well, contemplating on death can calm your mind down also. Especially when you're greedy, you want so many things. And when you start to thinking about dying, then you can stop your mind from being greedy. Because you know that when you die, you cannot take anything with you. So this is one of the methods to calm your mind down. It works very well. It works very good with greed. When you have greed and you think about death, it can stop your greed right away.
Next question from Eddie Gan. Dear Thanachan, when I recite Putto in daily life, sometimes the mind feels happy with it, but sometimes the mind dislike it. Should I stop reciting Putto when the mind dislike it? Thank you.
Well, you can do some other chanting, for instance, reciting the Itipiso chant, the triple gem chant, or you can recite the 32 parts of the body. You can switch the object of your mantra.
And the last question from Panyawati again. Thanachan, I got told that a lay person or 8 precept, Ubasika, Ubasaka, can attain arahantship, but he or she will die in 7 days after enlightenment, if not going to ordain as Bhikkhu or Bhikkhuni. Is this not correct? Thank you.
No, it's not correct. Being enlightened doesn't have to do anything with the body. It's about the mind being released from suffering. So it has nothing to do with putting on a robe and shaving your head. So I think this is just a misunderstanding of somebody who doesn't quite study the teaching correctly or hear from the wrong source. There's no such teaching in the Buddha that say if you become an arahant, you have to ordain within 7 days, or else you will die. You won't find them in any sutta.
That's all, Thanachan.
Okay. Anybody else have any question? You are welcome to raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Anybody? Okay, Sajalka.
About this photos being discussed just now, I remember that Ajahn one time was telling us a story which comes from the Tripitaka that one, remember that you told us a story about, immediately after he became enlightened, that he was hit by a bull and that person was killed. I think that is the story from which all these other stories have actually spawned about an ordinary person becoming Arhat will die in 7 days if he doesn't ordain. Because in that case, that particular story that you're telling us, he didn't get ordained, but Buddha actually accepted him as a disciple, but he was killed by a bull. I think, do you remember that story?
Yes. Yeah. Another story. So it is that story. I think there's another story also. The Buddha's father also became enlightened 7 days before he died. So he died when he became enlightened, because he didn't become a monk. But in fact, he was dying already. He was in sick bed, and the Buddha just went there to help teach him to get enlightened. That's all. And somehow this incident caused people to interpret that once you become, if you are a lay person and you become enlightened, if you don't become ordained within 7 days, you're gonna die. Right. Which has no causal effect, as far as the body is concerned. The body doesn't die whether you ordain or not ordained, right? I ordain, I will still die. It's just a matter of how long, how soon. It doesn't stop me from not dying. I still have to die. There's a lot of nonsense around. People would just, I don't know. I don't want to comment really, maybe.
But Ajahn, that like Ananda actually didn't understand that whether this is the story goes that Buddha could have lived longer. So similarly, in a very vague way, we would also wish you to live longer. I think most of my fellow these things will wish you that, I think, wholeheartedly.
Well, thank you. So I can serve you longer, right? I'm your servant, so you want me to be around longer. It should be the other way around. It's I want you to live longer, so I will support you. Not just leave me alone and not supporting me and want me to live longer. I cannot live longer. The older I get, the more support I need. That's the reason why the Buddha told Ananda, his personal butler or his assistant, that I can live longer if you want me to. But he didn't say anything. He should have said, yes, please live longer. I'll be happy to serve you longer. But he didn't say that. And after a few times, the Buddha said he probably didn't want to serve me anymore. So then he decided he's not going to prolong his life longer than its natural age. So he told Ananda, in 3 months' time, I will die. When he said that, then Ananda said, please stay longer. The Buddha said, it's too late now. I have made up my mind. Understand?
Thank you, Tanajan. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anybody would like to make any comment or question? We still have quite a few minutes left before we have about actually 20 minutes before 2 hours.
See you.
Yeah. Hi, Ajahn.
Okay.
So just want to ask another question. So on anxiety, because I'm someone who, when entering a new situation or like sometimes going to work even, I feel anxious. And I see that a lot is because I want to do well, I want to be seen well, I want to be accepted by people, I want to be validated. So there's this desire for these. That's why I feel sometimes when I go to new situations, there's a lot of anxiety. So want to seek Ajah's advice on this. How can I manage this better?
Well, reduce down your expectation, reduce your desire. Who cares? Let's say I don't care what people will think of me. Then you will have more anxiety.
How to reduce this desire, because a lot is very habitual.
Because you cannot force people to like you, to accept you. No matter how good you do, how well you do, they can still dislike you and not like you. So don't expect anything from people, then you won't have any anxiety. Just do your best, and then let the truth reveal itself. Like cross the bridge when you come to it. The bridge might collapse midway, who knows? But don't worry about it now, you're not on the bridge. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Yeah, I think that the root problem is your expectation of other people, reaction. You want people to receive you well, right? So what you should concentrate more is on what you do. Try to do the best you can. That's the only thing you can do. But as far as other people's reaction, you cannot force them. Because even if you do the best you can, they still might not be the best for them. What can you do?
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, anybody else? Monica. Go ahead.
Yeah, Ajahn, actually this one regarding this, because last time from my experience, when I use Buddha, I find that the kilesas, actually the defilements react very strongly. And I used to find the mind is very tired and tension. So recently I tried another way, it's talking about a danger zone. Because I find sometimes my mind thinks a lot. It's going around thinking of a lot of subjects. Then I tell that, hey, I'm already moving into danger zone. So I better come back into safe zone. And surprisingly, the mind just follow. And it works quite well for me.
Okay, that's good. Whatever works for you, that's good.
So I think maybe the mind can accept the word danger. It's danger. There's quickly come back to safe zone.
Yeah, danger is dukkha, and you're using wisdom to remind your mind that.
I see. Okay. So if danger is to the kilesa is dukkha, so that's why maybe it's retreating back.
Yeah, retreat. Don't follow your kilesa. The kilesa is taking you to danger, to dukkha.
Yeah. True. But when I say that, then somehow the mind is willing to come back into safe zone.
Yes.
So it was quite fast.
Good. Stop the defilement that way. See everything as dangerous to you.
Yeah, true. So I find that works quite well.
Good.
Yeah.
Try to use it with everything, like money and other things that you like also. They are also dangerous for you.
Yes, I have not applied yet, but I will try. Because these possessions are pulling me, because I find like they are overwhelming. And I think with them, if one day I'm going to die, I think they're going to pull me down. So that's what I'm worried about. So I told my daughter, I said, I have to slowly simplify things, so that one day when I really have to go, I don't have all these things to pull me down.
Yeah, you need to practice now to get ready for your examination, your test.
Yeah, true. Because everywhere, old people also die, young people also die.
Everywhere.
Yeah, true.
Enlightened or not enlightened, the same. The body is the same with everybody.
True. A lot of these sort of stories everywhere now. So it's better to prepare ourselves.
Right. When it comes, you can pass the examination with flying colors. With flying colors.
Hopefully. Thank you, Taja. Yeah. Okay. That's all I have to share. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Gok Singh, you raise your hand. Gok Singh, please unmute your microphone.
Yes, Ajahn. I was trying to relate your teachings about expectations and the three characteristics of dukkha, anicca, anatta. Let's say with relation to householders like myself, related expectations of my spouse, expectation of my children, and the three characteristics. How do we relate these two expectation of children and in relations to dukkha, anicca, anatta?
Because your children and your spouse is anatta. Anatta is something that you cannot expect. They can react, they can be anything, anytime. They can change anytime, from good to bad, from bad to good, and so forth. So they are something that you can expect to always be the way you want them to be. Everything in the world is anatta. See, if you see things that are anatta, you don't expect anything from them, right? When you see the weather, you don't expect much from the weather, right? You know that you have no choice. You just have to take whatever the weather gives you, right? So you should look at everybody like that. Don't expect anything from them. Just let them give you whatever they want to give you. Sometimes they praise you and sometimes they scold you. Sometimes they smile you and sometimes they give you.
They get angry.
Yeah.
Then sometimes you don't know they get angry for what reason.
So you cannot expect anything from them because they are like the weather. Okay, anatta. Buddha said, everything is anatta. So don't expect for anything from don't expect from anything. Just take whatever comes. Then you will always be calm and peaceful and not disturbed. But as soon as you expect and when you cannot get what you expect, then you become unhappy. All right? So your spouse, your wife, your children, your body, your own body, they are all anatta. You cannot expect them to last forever, to be always well and healthy. One day it's gonna get old, get sick and die. Okay? I cannot hear your voice. Your sound is not good.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Anybody else would like to ask from Facebook? Okay, Facebook.
One more question from Facebook, Thanachan. Question from Panyavati. This might be another wrong understanding. I heard if someone died on Ubosatha Day, this person was a bad person and will go to hell. What is Thanachan takes on that?
No, nothing to do with the day you die. Whether good day or bad day doesn't change the fact that death is death. And a good person die and bad person die on any day.
That's all, Thanachan.
Okay. Okay, looks like nobody else has any question left. Oh, Sulan, you just came in. Sulan, you got anything to say?
Yeah, Ajahn. Yeah, I wish that you'll live long and then allow us to have the chance to support and serve you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. You got any no question tonight?
Yeah, I have one question. So so actually I think I got do good and then I try to be more giving to my family. Then but somehow I just don't feel the happiness from giving. I'm not sure whether is it because my mind has been quite down recently. So like it just felt like I'm just doing it just felt like it's an ordinary thing to do.
Maybe you don't give enough. Maybe you should give more. Sacrifice more. The more you sacrifice, then the better the feeling will be.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. I think I saw Evie, you raise your hand. Evie, you want to unmute your microphone?
Yeah, Ajahn, this is my last question today. Ajahn, what if we have done a lot to for that person, but that person seems like unkind to us? Our heart automatically feel disappointed, right? And if it is not taken care of properly, it will turn into hatred.
That's because you expect things from when you give something you want, you expect something in return. When you don't get it, then you get angry, so you get disappointed. Giving should be free. You should not expect anything in return.
And that is the way to get rid of the root of hatred and disappointed.
That's right. Your disappointment comes from your desire, your expectation of the person to react favorably to you. And when they don't, then you become disappointed and angry.
Actually, this question doesn't happen to me, but this often happen in real life. And if I counter this problem, I have already know what to do.
Yeah, just give and not expect anything in return. Then you'll be happy with your giving. But when you give and you expect something in return, then when you don't get it, then you get disappointed or angry.
Okay, Ajahn. Just give and no hope and no
Don't expect anything in return.
anything. Yeah, I know. Okay, Ajahn. Thank you. Ajahn.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, Sri.
Hello, Ajahn. In order for us to not to expect anything, right? To register in our mind, like we need mindfulness to keep reminding ourselves.
Also, you need ubeka because sometimes you don't have enough mindfulness. When you have no mindfulness, your expectation will come up right away. It's almost second nature to your mind. You keep expecting things from people and things all the time. And in order to get real ubeka, you have to meditate. When you get ubeka, then your mind don't expect anything from anybody.
Okay, so we'll have to get to jhana apana samadhi.
Yes, by developing mindfulness. Stop thinking. Be alone. Because when you engage with people, you think.
Yeah, so it's automatic.
Yeah.
Because it's already in our mind. Like you expect something. When you do things, you expect to gain something. You expect something to happen.
Right. That's why you do things, because you expect something in return, right?
But then if we go meditate, then we expect, like hopefully can get the mind calm.
Well, when you first start, before you start, you can expect. But when you start, and then you should expect to be focused on your breath only.
Yeah.
Expect at the right time, at the right place. When you meditate, expect to focus. Don't expect for your mind to become calm, because it's ahead of you. You expect your expectation should be in the present. Expect your mind to be focusing on your mantra or on your breath. This is a good expectation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ajahn,
All
can
right.
I please throw this out there, Ajahn? can maybe have the opportunity to support you longer and serve you. Because I don't want to regret like
Yeah.
like what happened.
So right now I don't need any support, but what I said was just giving you the example of the reason why you want people to stay longer. You have to show your willingness to support that person. Like if you're looking after your parents and you want them to live longer, because then you want to extend your responsibility longer. That's what I mean.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I don't want any regret, Ajahn. So I want to say,
But
we want to serve you longer, Ajahn.
But you're all too far away from me. You cannot really support me. You're not close to me. It's the people who are supporting me that has to be the one to extend the invitation.
Oh, okay. Then please, people that hear this, please say to Ajahn. We don't want any regret.
People who are supporting me right now, they should continue on supporting me. See?
Okay.
But you're not my supporter, you're my student, so you don't have to worry. You're too far away.
I don't want any regret, Ajahn. So
okay.
I still want to say it.
Okay, at least it give me some encouragement. Yeah. You know that you still want it.
100%, yeah, Ajahn.
Okay. All right. I think tonight is almost the time is almost over.
Ajahn, Belinda.
Belinda, okay, Belinda.
Ajahn, this is a common all of us will go through is dying. Soon it'll be November, and Ajahn, I've been seeing Ajahn for like a year, coming to a year. And during that period, Ajahn also supported a friend. I lost a friend to cancer. So the process before she died, and when she died, I was peaceful and I did Dhamma for her. And somehow she received the Dhamma. Today, I also received news that my sister's cancer also relapsed. I know that we know that illness comes. I also told her to chant mantra. So I think the best support that I can give her is to keep my mindfulness, to chant my mantra too. If is it okay, I can do Dhamma for her and do as much merit for her. And then I tell her about it. What can I do more for my sister? Because it's inevitable that we will die of illness. So what can I do for her? Yeah. So I'm processing another death. So the first round was okay. Last year when Ajahn talked to me, it was I could process better. The friend just died in April. And it's a similar type of cancer. So it's now my sister's turn. My gut feeling tell me it's not so favorable because it's a relapse.
But see, the best thing for her to do now is to meditate. When she can meditate, then that's the best thing, because then her mind can become peaceful and not be afraid or have any dukkha. So, but other than that, I don't think there's anything you can do for her. It's atahi atano nato, your own refuge.
Yeah, I encourage her to do whenever there's Dhamma opportunity, I share, and then if I can encourage her or support her to do as much meritorious deeds while she's still here.
The best is for her to keep chanting. If she's laying on her bed, just keep chanting. And this will help calm her mind.
For now, I have to keep chanting.
And you too, you also have to chant yourself.
Yeah. I'm not in a good position too.
Yeah, we all need to chant to calm our mind down.
Okay.
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 All right.
Thank you,
All
Tanaja.
right. Okay. Okay. It's 2 hours now. 10 o'clock here. So it's about time for me to say goodbye. Thank you very much for your participation in this meeting. I hope you can benefit from it and help advance you in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing the Dhamma. If all goes well, I'll see you again next week. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุเจ้าค่ะ
Thank you, Thangajan.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Admin.
Bye bye.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Good night,
Sadhu,
good night,
sadhu.
good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.